Hi, congratulations on your new RV. We're really excited for you. Please make sure before you're signing that you bring the following items with you. If you're a cash buyer, please make sure that you bring a cashier's check, no personal checks at time of signing, or you may bring actual cash. If you're a finance customer, please make sure that you bring proof of insurance listing your specific lien holder. If you need that information, please call us ahead of time. Also, make sure that you bring all valid driver's license of all persons that will be listed on the title. If you have a trade that you're trading in with us, please make sure that you bring your 10-day payoff as well as your title and all persons who will be listed on the title of that trade. Arrive 30 minutes early before your appointment time so we can properly inspect your unit, and also make sure that you have the fridge on and running prior to arrival. If you have any questions, please feel free to give us a call at 810-686-0710. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
Hello, it's Mike, TradeWinds RV Center, here to congratulate you on your Heartland Prowler 320 BH bunkhouse travel trailer. I'm going to walk you around it, show you how to use a few things to get the best out of your camping experience. Let's start by talking about arriving at the campsite. A couple things to take in consideration when parking. On your campsite, you got a pretty big awning here. You've also got a nice cover on your outdoor kitchen down there. Leave room for those to come in and out. On your off campsite, besides your slide, of course, got two of them here. There's plenty of room for them to come in and out unhindered, preferably nothing hanging over top of them. I also want you to think about where your power and water connections are going to be. On your unit, both are going to be back in this off campsite corner, driver's side of your tow vehicle, all the way in the rear. Power and water connection for campsites, so park accordingly so you can utilize facilities at the campsite. Once we arrive and unhook our hitch, next thing we're going to do is level our unit. You do have a power tongue jack here. Simply turn on your night docking light should you arrive at night. Retract to bring it down. Extend to raise it. If by chance you lose power, manual override right here for this hand crank right here. That'll get that up and down if you lose power. Speaking of power, check your battery posts when you arrive. Make sure those haven't wiggled loose going down the road. Once we get our unit level, next thing we're going to do is stabilize it. Now your Prowler comes with power stabilizing jacks. Before I run these down, I'm going to recommend stabilizing jack pads. Jack pads are going to protect the feet of your stabilizing jacks from dirt, debris, hot black top in the summer, keep them from sinking into the ground. Good investment. Use your 10% off coupon, grab you a 4-pack of those, put them down, and as you see when I hit extend here, they'll run down by themselves. So you put one down on that side, run that foot down, run this one down over here. You're only going to want to run these down until they're taut. Just until both feet flatten out. As soon as it feels like it's going to start lifting the unit, go ahead and stop. Remember, our unit's already level, we just want to stabilize it. Repeat the process here in the back. Show you those working real quick. So repeat the process back here, get your unit stable. Once we're level and stable, we can go ahead and hook up our power and water. Big long 50 amp cord plugs in here on the rear. The way these plug in now is they come in to the left, twist them to the right, and then put this black washer on to lock that on there. At the end of that 50 amp service, should you need it at a campsite, 50 to 30 dog bone we like to call it. And if you ever need to plug in at home, 30 to 15 amp reducer to plug into a 110 with. Alright, you got your power hooked up. Let's hook up your water. Just to the right, at campsites you're going to hook up to city water connection. First and foremost, your water pressure regulator. This water pressure regulator is going to reduce the water pressure to 40 to 50 psi, protecting the lines in your unit. You don't know what the water pressure is at different campsites, so make sure you use this when putting water in here. Hook that up, hook up your hose, but don't turn your hose on yet. Let's find your hot water heater. Yours is located on the campsite, just to the left of your entry doorway. And all we're doing at this point, folks, is making sure our drain plug's back in. You may have left it out last time you were camping, draining your hot water heater. Throw some plumber's tape around there, not putty. Putty will gum up on you. That's 1.1/8 inch. Get that in there nice and tight, then you can go ahead and turn that hose on. The hose has been on for a little bit. We're going to go ahead and go inside, open up our slides if we need to, but you need to open up all your water taps. Get all the water, air out of the lines. Get a nice steady flow of water going through them. Once there's no air in the lines, steady water, you can shut them off. Then you'll know that your hot water heater is full, and you can turn that on from indoors. Now, hot water heater doesn't seem to be working. Come on here and check these little valves here. See if they're bubbled up. If they are, simply press them back in. They're a reset trigger on your hot water heater. Then your pressure release valve up top. Now, say we're going to go camping and we're not going to use city water at a campsite. We're going to go boondocking or dry camping. In that case, we're going to fill up our fresh water tank. Potable water, fill up with just a hose, just a gravity fill. Two ways to tell when this is full. There's an overflow valve right here, or on the inside where you check the levels of your battery and black and gray tanks, there's also a fresh water button. Once this is full, and don't leave it unattended while you're filling it. Once it is full, remove that hose, put this cap back on there, and then whenever you want to utilize this fresh water, you'll turn on your water pump on the indoors. Treat the hot water heater the same way. Make sure that's plugged up before you fill that. But yeah, just turn on your hot water heater and turn on your water pump indoors whenever you want to use this. Don't turn on your water pump when you're hooked up to city water. That's already pressurized. Alright, we got power and water. We'll go ahead and walk you around the rest of the unit. Starting out here on your campsite, you got a couple of outdoor speakers and a vent for your microwave. The flue for your furnace, a couple things on that. Make sure nothing's ever blocking it, and if you are running it, steer clear of it. It does get hot. Again, your hot water heater, fresh water tank, 110 and cable out here in case you want to bring a TV out. It's your fresh water drain here. It's a manual override slot for this slide. There's one by your outdoor kitchen down there for the other slide. That's what this long crank here is for. If you lose power and you need to get your slides in. Also on the end of this, if you lose power, you can twist this off here and there's a hand crank on the end of that. This one up here will fit. Propane does come with a cover and a regulator. Unit's also prepped for solar. You can plug a solar panel in right there and that'll trickle charge your batteries. Other side of your pass-through storage. Coming down our two huge slides. When our slide is closed, we'll be able to better access our black and gray tanks there. One last thing on your slides. These wiper seals, you want them to stay flexible and pliable over the years. We do have a spray that you can spray on them. Adds to the longevity of the life of them. On the back here is our power cable, city water connection. We also have an outdoor shower here with hot and cold water. Pull this hose out. Spare tire. It's also prepped for a Furion backup camera. Device you can purchase from our store that sits on the dash of your tow vehicle, electronically communicating with the piece we put on here. That gives you a backup camera for the unit. On this back corner will be our low point drains. Coming around to your outdoor kitchen. This is how you want to travel. See, this locks in here. And this is how you want your griddle to travel. But you'll just lift this off and flip it upside down for use. See if I can do this one-handed here. Ta-da! And your quick connect LP is right here for that. Like the fridge. Some lighting out here. Extra gray tank sink. There's your other manual override for your slide back here. Again, for your griddle, make sure you just flip this back upside down. That cover's pretty heavy. Do not recommend doing it one-handed. Slide that back in. Make sure you lock that in for travel so that this isn't bouncing all over the place. Extra entryway with stairs for a bathroom. Keeps everyone from running through your unit. Over here is your black tank flush. We'll talk about that when leaving the campsite and dumping our black and gray tanks. Over here, again, back to our campsite. What covers everything out here? Let's go take a look on the inside. First thing I like to point out in every unit is the fire extinguisher. Make sure that you and everyone that's camping with you knows that the fire extinguisher is located at the entry doorway in case of an emergency. Up to our left are a couple controls. Exterior and interior lighting. Slide control and awning control. Just want to show you an awning real quick. You only want to run that out until you can see your bar. And that flap is down to 90 degrees. If you hold that bar button down, that will continue to run itself out and start running itself out backwards. So keep an eye on it when you run it out and make sure you don't run it out farther than you need to. Over here to my left is a code that you can scan for your Heartland owner's manual. Continue to run that slide back in here real quickly. Or awning, excuse me. Coming to our right, you're prepped for a TV here. You do have a radio. That I believe also has Bluetooth hookup. Auxiliary. Auxiliary 2. There's our AM FM radio. Different bands over here you can go through. From back, there's your Bluetooth. Auxiliary, and back to radio. Back to home, you can go through those as well. Hold this in and shut it off. On your TV, when you hook a TV up here, before you run your digital channel scan at the campsites, make sure you push that green light in. That's a digital channel enhancer and it'll allow you to pick up more channels. A remote for your sound system. You have a jackknife sofa. See if this folds down. Yes, it does. But it also lifts up, gives you some storage underneath, and folds down into another sleeping quarters. Lift up on the front. Pull the back towards you. Have a jackknife back down. Over here, simply wiggle this table up. Remove those legs. Put your table on the wooden lip here all the way around. And you have a couple of extra cushions back here in the bunk area. That will lay on top of that to give you another sleeping quarters. Continuing around your living room, let's go into our kitchen area. Over here on the right is our thermostat. Let's quickly run through the fan and cool. Go ahead and turn your AC on. Let you hear that running. Shut the AC off by going all the way back to, oops, pass off. Now that should shut off kind of quickly. It does. I'll show you on your heat. Turn your heat on. Turn the temperature up, okay. To the left here is your slide control for your bunk room. Now my heat just kicked on, which you can hear down here. We'll shut that off. You'll notice that it'll take a few minutes for the heat fan to cycle through before it shuts off. Don't think that it is failing, it just takes a while to shut off. Down here next to it to the right is your 12-volt carbon monoxide propane detector. The reason I mention that's 12-volt, it's always running off your battery. So if you are out boondocking, dry camping somewhere, and nothing plugged in charging your battery, use disconnect one of your battery posts if you're going to be gone for the whole day to keep this from running your battery down. We have a Norcold fridge controls up top. Hold this button in, that'll turn it on. Whatever's white is what I'm controlling. For example, this is the freezer and this is the fridge. Freezer we have at 4. Let's make it colder. Let's make it 5. And then the fridge is 3. That's fine. And then this is a night mode. That's telling the fridge, hey, I'm not going to be opening and closing you as much. Please save me some power. And somehow it does so. Self-explanatory microwave. You have a fan and light above your cooktop. This glass top makes an excellent backsplash. Flip it up like so. You will turn this to light, hit your spark, and when your gas is turned on, that will light back there. Same thing on the oven. It does have a pilot light, so you have to get inside to light that pilot light. Circling through back here to my bedroom. I'll show you both these cubby holes have access here with 110s and lighting in them. They designed those to be CPAP ready. You have storage under your bed. Also, when traveling, make sure that both of these bedroom doors are snapped open for travel. You don't want them bouncing around. You're prepped for TV over on the other side. Let's walk around and show you that. Back in the wall here, cable and 110 up here. Now we'll head back to the bunk room. Start by heading back into this bathroom. Turn on light and fan here, and to show you this control panel. There's your brand new battery. Fresh, black, and gray tanks. That fresh button is the one I said you can hold down to tell when your potable water is full. Water pump. Here's where you turn on your water heater if hooked to gas, your water heater if hooked to electric, and it does make a difference. 110 with GFCI reset. And don't forget you got a little plumbing to maintain. Access panel right here. It's mostly PEX nowadays. Keep an eye on it. Make sure nothing's wiggled loose over time. You do have a hand crank open. Exhaust fan here. Make sure that is cranked closed for travel. Make sure for travel your shower door is snapped closed. A lot of things to button down for when you're moving down the road, folks. Separate entry doorway into that bathroom. Make sure that is locked. Another door to have snapped open for travel. Coming into our bunk room. Those are our extra cushions for up front. You know, lift this bunk, lock into here to give you more headroom down here. These will lay out almost queen size bed, or again just using for gaming chairs. You can set up for a TV here, cable and 110. This ladder will lift out, make easier access up there. Hand crank open, just a vent, no exhaust to that. Our ladder back underneath this bunk. There's going to be our access panel to our breaker box and fuses. Ton of 15s in there. Highly recommend having a handful of those with you when you go camping. 110 there. This will be your emergency exit window for the bunk room. Just snap them open to get out. Most of the lighting in here is off that. Some is individual. And that about covers everything on the inside, other than your smoke alarm. So let's act like we're leaving the campsite and get ready to close the unit up. I like to start by coming to my control panel, just shutting that light off. Now I know, or at least can see, all the individual lighting I need to walk through the unit and shut off. I already know I did my bathroom. And even though it looked like there was a lot, in a matter of seconds, we got them all off. Now I'm going to return back to my control panel, turn on the lights that I can control from over here, and say doors and drawers. Make sure all doors and drawers are closed. These doors are secured again, just repeating myself. Nothing's in the way of your slides. Nothing's going to impede your slides from coming in. Come back here, start your bunk room, and hit slide in. This is a door that's very important. This little pantry door here by the slide, because of the tight fit, You want to make sure you push that, make sure that it is snapped in nice and closed. As well as probably your entertainment center. Probably the only other doors that they could catch on. So just make sure you've got those pushed in completely. Move this slide in. Add a couple here to make sure them are closed. See the tight fit. You utilize about every inch on these things, but they have a great slide. Once you hear that noise, that is not your slide mechanism grinding. That is your slide mechanism saying, I'm all the way in. Shut your button off. Shut your light off. Exit the unit. Now the biggest thing I want you to remember on these steps, folks, is to make sure this exterior door is all the way open. Otherwise this could catch on it coming up. Lift this up. You also have adjustable feet with cotter pins here in case you're on uneven ground. Set this in. You can turn this right or left. That'll lock in your door. Before you leave the dump station, lock and deadbolt your exterior door. Lift and turn this handle. Now, I say that in case you want to go in to the bathroom and touch your panels to check your levels as you're dumping. If we are out boondocking, we're going to get up underneath here and we're going to dump this fresh water tank. Otherwise, everywhere else, unhook our power, our water, and our cable. We're going to bring up our stabilizing jacks, lock our outdoor kitchen up, hook up our hitch, and head on up to the dump station. Alright, now at the dump station, park accordingly. You're going to have a couple dumps here. You got a 10-foot hose comes with your convenience pack. You can get a bigger, stronger, longer one from our store. You can set up a Y here. We're going to start by dumping here in the back because this is going to be your sewage dump. Hook that up, pull that black handle. Now once that sewer sounds like it's empty, leave that black handle open. You can go inside and check your panel to make sure it's empty. Come around here, and again, with that tank flush valve all the way open, hook up your hose at the dump station. Let that run for a good 5 minutes. That's going to wash out all that nastiness out of your black tank. When that's done, close that hose, or remove that hose, excuse me, close your cap. Come around here and make sure all that washout that you just put in there has drained. And then close that black handle, remove that hose. Come up here to this gray handle, hook up, and pull that one. That's going to be cleaner water, your sinks, your showers. That's going to clean your sewage hose out for you. When that's done, take that sewage hose and conveniently and sanitarily store it right here in your bumper. Now before you leave that dump station, you can do this while the gray tank's dumping. Go ahead and dump those low point drains. When those are done, come around here to your hot water heater. Done for the season, you want to dump this hot water. You're going to start by lifting up on this pressure release valve. Once you dump all the hot water out of your hot water heater, be careful. Then push that back down, otherwise your door won't close. Then you can pull your drain plug for the residual hot water that's left in there. And head on home. Again, we thank you guys so much for your purchase. Hope you enjoy this Prowler for many years to come. Happy camping.